I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I'll never back down. Thought I was 6 feet under. But now it's your turn to face the
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
We've made it
We have?
to Friday.
What did we make?
It to Friday.
Oh, we made it
It
to Friday.
Friday.
Oh,
We've arrived.
we are here.
Free at last. Free at last.
Praise the Lord, I'm free at last.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday,
Welcome
Chris.
to the show. Chris's butt's in the scene. That's cool.
That's always nice.
yeah. Sexy man right there.
Everybody wants to see the butt.
That's a
This small boy wanted to know if I had any idea where his phone charger is.
No.
where he left it.
Not my job to keep track of that. So,
It's-
young
it's-
man, go forth.
It's where you left it at, kid. I guarantee you, it's where you left it.
Exactly where you left it the last time. Probably the last place that you'll look.
I almost
I've
guarantee.
never understood that one though. I mean, seriously, if you find it and you continue looking, what is wrong with you? Of course, it's going to be in the last place you look.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Am I really sure these are my keys?
Are these my keys?
I don't know.
I need to take another look around.
I'm the only person who lives in this house, but I need to make sure.
I'm going to look around just a little bit more.
One
before
more
I actually
time.
Go to the grocery store now.
Make one more quick pass. I
I gotta
double-check.
make sure, all right? It's weird.
So there you
Or maybe
go.
if you had like the dementias, like the Bidens,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you'd find them, you would forget them, then you would have to find them again.
Is that what it's like to have OCD though?
What do you mean to look?
I've locked the door. I have to lock the door. I have to lock the door.
Oh, I don't know. I have
have to-
ADHD. Mine is,
And sometimes I've checked 2 or 3 times just to make sure that it's actually locked.
but that's dementia.
I think
That's
I
not
locked it,
OCD.
But I got to go back and look.
No, but that's not OCD though. OCD is the type that
You're
you.
standing there at the door. You know you've locked it, but you have to lock it 3 more times to make sure that you locked it.
No, but no. Okay, so my
To
understanding, like
complete the process.
Penny.
actual OCD. Yeah.
Penny.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's that. It's when you have your cup, you have to have the coffee cup sitting a certain way. It's, you have to turn the lights on. You have to move through the house a certain way. You have
Right.
to lock the door 4 or 5 times or whatever. That's OCD.
Yeah.
Not
Small OCD.
yeah, a small OCD, but still OCD. The going back and checking just because you forgot because you got a boatload of other stuff on your brain is not.
I'm not talking about going back and checking because you forgot. I'm talking about
My
going
family
back and
screws
looking
with me
even
with
after you
remote.
find it.
Yeah, we weren't talking.
All the remote controls and everything on the TV have to be over the edge. There can't be anything that is slightly corner over the edge
Wow.
on my table.
Huh.
I'd like all my remotes to be facing the same direction, but if one of them is like
Slightly askew.
quarter-inch over the slightly askew to the point to where it's like off the edge, and you could raise your finger up the side of the edge and bump it, that's no good.
It
My
has to be-
family likes to mess with me on that one. They
It's-
take whatever they can when they walk by, and they just kind of
Twist.
tweak it. Just a bit and I'm done.
Yeah, the sucker's got to be plumb right against it, or it doesn't
So-
work right.
I'm gonna go out and say that you have a minor case of OCD.
Very minor. I mean, there are some things that don't bother me at all.
I mean, everybody has a small case of OCD.
I mean, anybody in the data world does.
Oh, everybody has it.
If you work in
Oh,
data,
dear
you
God.
definitely do.
Yeah, you kind of have to. It's almost like
I love my spreadsheets
It's like
and
a requirement.
the turning them into fancy tables to make thousands of lines worth of data readable in little data.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Wow.
It's good.
All right,
I've done that a couple times.
All right, nerd. Anyway,
I've had to do it
Until
too.
it goes.
no,
Yeah,
I can't
see.
do that because it involves math, and I can't do it.
You make it do its own math.
But you have to know the formula to make it do the math.
Yeah, not really. You can follow the steps.
Yeah, do you know every time I've had to use Excel, I've had to go to YouTube and type like play for a second, pause. keystroke, 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 play, pause, keystroke, keystroke, son of a bitch, back up, play, pause, keystroke, keystroke, back, keystroke, keystroke. That's how I have to do it. I don't understand. I don't know
doesn't
how to do it
These
right.
videos, they're so helpful.
They are.
They are.
But I'm
not saying I haven't gone to YouTube to look something up like that. It's like if I forgot something, it's like, oh, how do I do that again? All right.
yeah, but that's different. Like when I do that kind of stuff, I'm on the YouTube and having to do it. I'm kind of like a blind guy announcing a baseball game. It just
Is there
doesn't
anybody
work.
at your house that's excited for you when you figure out how to do something new in Excel?
No.
I have to go to my brother. He's an accountant. He's the only person that's really
It's
excited.
like,
for me.
yeah, good
Something new.
job.
And he goes, and he always ends with, "See how easy it is?" And you're like,
Thanks, bro.
"Shut up." I used to just do pen and pencil, but
You
no,
suck.
do it your way. Make me feel like an idiot.
See, you just did multiplication without having to actually do multiplication.
Thanks a lot. Anyway, so
So,
North Korea,
yeah,
aren't they a delight?
they are a delight.
They're just such a
They're a
wonderful.
wonderful place.
It is. Oh man,
So
I,
good.
I hear it's wonderful this time of year.
Full of the freedoms and the
Oh
love.
yeah.
Oh,
And
and their leaders lost weight,
Oh, good for him.
right?
He kind of had to because he was knocking on death's door.
I literally think he had a heart attack, and then they were like, "Oh, you need to lose some poundage, bud."
I think no, because nobody has the balls to tell him to his face that he's fat and needs to lose weight. I think it's a clone.
Oh, you think it's a fake?
Yeah, I think it's a fake.
You think it's a fake?
I do. But
Kim
anyway,
Jong Un is an AI.
yeah, and well,
Well,
at least a test tube, baby. If
it's
maybe not an AI, but test
Kim's
tube.
sister.
She's identifying as a man.
Actually,
Be Kim Jong Oh.
oh no. No, Jong's sister apparently was a good-looking lady, or is a good-looking lady.
I heard she is if she smiles, but no one's ever seen her smile, so I don't know.
He's also really evil, so
Yeah.
it's not.
I was gonna say, do you know
impossible
who
to get a
else
little bit
is-
of trans surgery to replace her brother?
You know who else
Right. She could do
smiles?
it just because.
They could. But they're so wonderful over there. They are so wonderful and free over there. In fact,
Yeah.
they have warned the young people of the nation that they must follow traditional lifestyles and adhere to the country's dialect.
What? Wait, sorry, what?
That will iron this out. Here we go.
All right.
The secluded state's official newspaper made the demand in a column as Pyongyang tries to eradicate cultural influences from South Korea. Kim Jong-un's regime excuse me, is particularly focused on the speaking habits of millennials, with some mimicking their neighbors by referring to their husband as Oppa, a term that means older brother.
I mean,
Flag on the play.
that's a very South Korean thing.
I don't know. You know how long it's been since I've been to South Korea? Seriously?
It
It's
is
been
Appa.
It's been 20 years.
Okay.
It's,
But it's
They're
21 years.
referring to their husband as Big Brother.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so it's like
Which is just weird.
anybody who's an older guy, you refer to as like uncle. Anybody who's an older female, you refer to as aunt. And if they get pissed off, you refer to them as sister.
Wow. Okay.
It's like, don't call me aunt. I'm not that old. Shut up.
All right. In your face.
And that it's a South Korean thing. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little weird.
Just
Little
the
bit.
the Rodong Simnum newspaper.
That's actually pretty much right.
I know.
Is that real?
It's real.
That's a real word.
Rodong Simnum.
Okay, we'll allow it.
The newspaper
It's a
said
newspaper.
North Korea's standard language is superior and young people must use it correctly, all while ensuring
Now
their...
that's just arrogant, thinking that your language is superior to somebody else's.
Well, if you remember who we're
English.
talking. This is. Yeah, there you go. This is North Korea. I mean, let's
right.
come on now.
Yeah.
All while ensuring their clothes, hairstyle, music preferences, and dancing styles are acceptable. So North Korea has turned into fundamental Christians, where you have to dress a certain way, keep your hairstyle a certain way. No
They're going to be Baptist.
well, yeah, independent
Worse.
or Mormon.
Mormon.
Mennonite. We're crossing into some really fundamentalist lines here.
Yeah, they always have the special underwear.
They do, the magic underwear.
Yeah.
I want to have a pair.
Anybody sent them a copy of Footloose just yet?
They
The
gotta
old
have-
one or the new one?
They don't have a TV to watch it on.
Oh, no.
They also only have VHS.
There you go.
I
According
bet
to,
we can find it on VHS.
I know we could.
I'm sure we could.
According to South Korea's Yonhap News Agency, its article warned, quote, the ideological and cultural penetrated under the colorful signboard of the bourgeoisie is even more dangerous than the enemies who are taking guns.
Can
end
I?
quote. Yes.
The ideological and cultural penetrated.
Yep. You have to understand it's a translation.
Error.
Yeah, I know. I just ran with it because it's funny to say penetrated.
Yeah, I know. I'm good with that. That's fine. It's just
You're good with being.
no. I'm good with penetrating. It's just funny that they wouldn't correct
They wouldn't even
the
attempt to correct
translation.
the transcript
Like, why don't you just correct the translation,
because it makes too much sense. Because it does. It makes too much sense.
Chris? Why haven't you corrected the translation?
Because he didn't translate
Only so many
it.
hours in a day. I'll work on that next time.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to let this go this time.
This is going on your review next week.
Oh. I'm going to get 6 less gummy worms. Damn it.
I know, right?
Well, about 3 less beans of coffee.
Okay.
I'm gonna open up your coffee. And pour
Take
some
3 out and just put it
No,
back.
you do whole bean. I don't. That's we're gonna talk about that later. Just forewarning, if you ever get any coffee from Steven, he gets whole bean.
You need a grinder.
So you have to buy a grinder.
I got a grinder.
Oh, okay, then you're fine. I
See,
don't.
He knows how to do it.
If you tell DM to send me coffee, he knows what to send. He'll get it right.
First offense is I'm taking half of your bag and dumping it out and then sending it to you.
And by dumping it out, he means
Oh!
dumping it in his own bag.
Exactly. Pour my own bag. Oh,
It is coffee so good that
Yeah.
you are guaranteed to swallow.
every
Yeah,
single
every
time.
time.
Every time. Those caught with media from South Korea can face up to 15 years in prison.
Camp.
Actually, I realized I'd missed a whole other thing because we were moving stuff around. Late last year, harsh new measures were introduced, and that means parents can be fined if their children are caught enjoying South Korean entertainment or copying the way they speak. Those caught with media from South Korea can face up to 15 years in a prison camp, and punishments are also administered by using unregistered televisions, radios, computers, mobile phones from other countries. So they're all registered.
Yeah, all of your electronics are registered so that they know what you have and how much of it you have.
Yeah. Do you think that's exciting? It gets better. A life sentence can be imposed if someone is convicted of importing banned material from South Korea while those smuggling large amounts of content. Is that what that says?
Yeah.
Yeah, content made in the U.S. or Japan can face the death penalty.
Oh, buddy. So it's only life if it's from South Korea.
Well, thank God for small miracles.
But if they come,
How long is life, though, in a North Korean labor camp?
about 20 years.
Okay.
Forever and a day.
And by 20 years, I mean probably about 10 in their lifetime.
Because it feels like an eternity. Tao Young Ho, the
Actually,
last...
it feels like the same as when they're normally at home
Maybe not. I don't know.
because their entire life is a prison camp.
It's all the same. Tao
What are
Young...
they allowed to do at home?
Worship Kim Jong-un
Yes. Forever and ever. And ever.
and listen to the National Public Radio.
Which is not...
Oh my
Not
God.
our
here.
NPR.
But it's
It's
Korean.
not even as entertaining as our NPR?
No, it's like it's the Korean national music basically most of the time.
because at least, American NPR does have occasionally some, an entertaining programs, you know,
Right.
car talk replays and
So, stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm used to love watching or listening to a Prairie Home Companion. You know,
you don't have to be sorry about that. That's okay.
it's fun. You know, they occasionally have some stuff on there that's worth listening to. Not a lot, and most of it's on Saturday.
Yeah, I found all 5 of their stories over for the last like year, and
Yeah.
we used them all in one night.
Unless
Yeah.
at least you're not listening. You know, once you start listening to someone like Diane Rehm, that'll make you pull your hair out.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
That's not a.
By the way, Sweatmas Prime over there on the Twitters at DOA Show. So, Senpai.
Oh dear Lord, it's so not right.
But it is. It's so right.
Anyway, Toe
Adam
Young.
W. Johnson, apparently a really big Excel nerd.
Yeah,
He,
I
was
see.
once upon
that.
a time good enough that he could build a Yahtzee game in Excel.
Wow.
Even imported pictures of
Nice.
dice
Wow.
to make a 6-sided die.
Good Lord. Okay.
That's awesome.
Teo Young Ho, the first North Korean defector to become a South Korean politician, told Reuters in January, quote, "In the daytime, the population is shouting, 'Long live Kim Jong-un.' But at night, they all watch South Korean dramas and movies."
Yeah, well.
Because that's what you do.
Because they're the only place that actually produces any actual drama or movies or entertainment.
Last month, report suggested that Mr. Kim had compared K-pop to, quote, "a vicious cancer," end quote, that could make North Korea, quote, "crumble like a damp wall," end quote.
Well, I mean,
And I can't totally disagree with him because it is K-pop. I'm sorry. I
well,
just
it depends on the K-pop, but still.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, the
I-
K-pop is okay for the daughter.
Yeah, but she's a girl.
Exactly.
I can't. I've tried. I can't. It's painful.
I mean, just that picture alone.
I mean,
that's a guy.
are you sure?
Yep.
How sure are you?
I am 100% sure.
Love you to the moon and back.
Jimin. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Okay.
And it's a guy.
Yeah.
Lots of makeup.
Lots of make, but you know,
And the dangly ears and the colored hairs.
not the dangly ears.
the dangly ears. Has the dangles.
The dingle dangles. So there you go. North Korea is not allowing anybody to do anything.
Yeah, but that's
Isn't
okay.
it great?
And then great, but that's okay.
Is it?
Yeah, because here in America, a Florida Democrat gave a bizarre response after getting caught falsely claiming that she's Hispanic.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird. Weird.
Kristen Rosen Gonzalez
Okay.
called herself the most high-profile Hispanic Democrat in the city of Miami Beach. During a candidate interview with the Democratic Party leaders, Gonzalez is running for the office after previously serving unsuccessfully for Congress. She failed. And now she's running again.
Okay. That's how she did. Okay. I was wondering.
Married into it?
She married into the name.
Yeah.
That's how she's dumbass.
Aha. Well, Gonzalez does have a Hispanic surname. She obtained it from a previous marriage. She's divorced. She didn't get rid of the name. She just kept it.
She just because she knew as a Democrat it would benefit her to try and play the card.
Yeah, her name is Kristen Rosen. That's her name.
Way to go, Kristen.
When confronted about the false assumption about her Hispanic identity, Gonzalez was dismissive of criticisms. She was like, "Well, I'm perceived as being Hispanic."
You're perceived?
Not if somebody doesn't know your last name, you are not perceived as being Hispanic.
Who perceives you as being Hispanic?
I'm just gonna hold on. We're gonna get this going here.
You're gonna
'cause,
put this up on the window.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're watching on the Facebook and YouTube.
YouTube's and all the rest of it. Here
DOA
you go.
show. You can check this out.
And do you perceive that as being Hispanic?
Don't worry, we'll wait.
We'll wait.
That should be a poll on Twitter.
I'm not sure I perceive that as being a woman. I don't perceive it being Hispanic.
No, that is definitely a Becky if I've ever seen a Becky.
Oh my God, Becky.
I think that's Zach from Saved by the Bell.
Is
In a
it?
wig.
Ouch.
That's wow.
Oh, goodness
thinking-
gracious.
What was the sister from? Damn it! Never mind. I forget the
No, it's gone.
name of the show now.
Yeah, that's gone. All right. Anyway, quote, I'm perceived as being Hispanic by all of the Hispanics in my community. I'm their girl. My last name is Hispanic. I know I'm not.
Well, then how are you saying you are?
Or perceived as.
Doesn't make sense.
Wait. Because the Hispanic people around her like her, she gets to be Hispanic?
I think so. I think that's what she's saying. She's saying that the people
I'm
around me.
Hispanic, guys.
Oh, yeah, because you're around a bunch of Hispanic guys all the time, right?
3/4 of my training class is Hispanic from Brownsville, Texas, right down there on the border.
And do they like you?
And they like me.
Oh, then
they
you're
think I'm funny.
then you're Hispanic.
Congratulations.
Welcome. Sir.
Congratulations.
I wonder if this can help me in any way.
Probably
Not. No,
I don't
not
know.
at all. Yeah.
I don't know. You never know. You never know. You could try. it.
Can you change your name to...
No, it's not even changing your name. It all depends on what you're going after.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Christopher Branamez. That's what we're going to go with.
Branamez.
Branamez.
Nice.
No. You can hyphenate it. Hyphenate it.
Hyphen.
Christopher Branavan Hernandez.
That's a little wordy.
It is. It's a
Yeah,
bit,
but most
it's a
of
bit
them
big.
are.
Most of the Hispanic names are like 5 names.
That's true.
So it's okay.
So I could be Christopher De Jesus Branham Hernandez.
Yes.
I think that would work.
I like it.
It would be fantastic.
All right, suggestions from the audience as to what I might use that for.
We'll wait. No.
Next step.
And I quote, I'm sorry, I probably oversold myself. Gonzalez continued. If you want to nail me to the cross, go ahead. Make me look foolish.
Oh, we don't have to make you look anything, Pumpkin. You kind of
But
did
I
that
don't
yourself.
I don't want to nail her to anything.
I don't
No,
either.
there is no nailing
No.
of her at all. I think she's just wanting a spike. De Fede interviewed Maria Elena Lopez, who was
George Lopez's wife, we know.
No, who was present at the interview and is actually a Hispanic woman.
Okay.
In order to gain support from Hispanics in the district, she was there to help her gain support. That's what she was there for.
That's all she was there for. Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
Yeah. Lopez said, I honestly feel that that is the purpose. She's trying to, by keeping the Hispanic name, she's just trying to confuse voters. That's what she's trying to do.
Good for her.
Good job.
Good for her.
She also confirmed at CBS Miami that having an ex-spouse who's Hispanic does not give you the right to say you're Hispanic.
Are you sure?
I think that's, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, she said it and she's Hispanic. So once again,
So the other one was married to a Hispanic. So she had a little Hispanic in her.
yeah, just
At
for a
least
little
at
while.
one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Continuing on.
This is despicable. She really is just trying to use this to her benefit.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
absolutely.
believes that people will look at the
Name.
the name alone on the ballot and vote for her because it's a Hispanic last name.
And a
Yep.
Democrat.
That's it.
And a Democrat. Yeah. That's it. That's all it is.
Play on the word games. Play on all of that.
She already failed to become U.S. Congress, and now she's trying to run for state.
Didn't Beto O'Rourke already try this?
Yes.
And he failed too.
Miserably.
Horribly.
Like, very badly.
No good, very bad things happened with him.
Bless his little retarded heart.
Because he is.
Retarded.
And has no heart. Yeah. That's still pretty good there.
It all comes out in the end.
Yeah, Beto O'Rourke, Elizabeth Warren, Alec Baldwin's wife. Yay.
They all vouch for her Hispania.
But Elizabeth Warren is only 1/124th ready to espouse that.
1,020.
It's not a real word, Oblivion Flickering. It's just not.
Hispania.
I like it. I wish it was.
No, we're going to make it a real word.
Sweatimus. Calling Beto retarded is an insult to retards.
I know. I feel bad for all the other retards out there.
Yeah.
But
Also, Kathy on the Facebook loves Excel.
There are nerds everywhere.
Yes, there are.
oh, wait
And
until
I love them.
wait until a little bit later.
Wait until the next story.
Are we doing that next, or are we going to save that for the?
I mean, we could save it if you want.
Let's move it to the second hour.
All right, we're gonna. That's fine. I can stay right there. But that's. Want to do this?
No, let's push that to the back too.
All right, that's going to very back.
Yeah. After the last break.
There we go.
Yeah.
Starting here.
Perfect.
Perfect.
This is Defenders Live.
Hey.
Hey, Jude.
I was going to do it with the monkeys, but okay. Could be actually in a really weird, 2021 style. Technically, the three of us are the Three Stooges
We could be.
because you've got Curly, Larry, or Mo,
Yeah,
and Larry.
you're right.
Because I've got the hair that's
Well, that's Shimp.
or Shemp. Yeah, I'll
You're
be Shemp.
Shimp.
But Larry was always there.
I know, but you're Shimp.
I have to be Shemp. It just dawned on me. I don't know why I thought about that, but anyway.
It wasn't lost on the audience.
I know. Everyone else is going to be like, son of a bitch, I hadn't thought about that. A father caught a church minister inappropriately touching his 9-year-old son at a bus stop on Wednesday,
That guy's dead.
after which the father gave the minister a serious beating.
Good job.
What we say in the church world is he laid on hands and he prayed for that man
Yeah, he did.
aggressively.
He laid hands aggressively
There was a
on
laying
his
of
face.
hands on him, trying to pray for him and that brother in his moment of weakness and sin. He wanted to pray for him
And also show
Over
God.
Exorcising demon.
over and
Yeah,
over.
exercise that demon.
No, that's what the minister was trying to do. That's why he got
Oh, no.
prayer
He wasn't
laying.
exercising the demon.
Michael Coghill was arrested Wednesday on child sex crime complaint, according to the local news station there, adding that the Lakeahoma Church of Christ in Mustang had listed him on a website as a minister. But as of Friday, the site doesn't list him even as a staff.
Good.
So
Yep.
the victim told his parents Coghill jogged by his bus stop several times and touched him in ways that made him feel uncomfortable. Then on Wednesday, the boy's father waited in his car to see if Coghill would return. While he was watching the school bus stop, the suspect ran by him, ran past the bus stop where the children were waiting, turned around, came back, stopped where he touched the child. That according to Sergeant Dylan Quirk of the Oklahoma City Police Department. Police told Coghill placed his hand on the child's side and then moved his hand to the child's backside, adding that video of the act was recorded. With that, the boy's father ran to Coghill and tackled him. And the suspect has visible facial injuries by the time the police arrived.
This is where the term "try Jesus, not me," because I throw hands.
Yeah. See, Jesus prays for your heart. I pray that you survive our meeting. According to KOKH TV, Coghill was left with a black and blue face, a cracked orbital socket, and a skull fracture.
Good.
It should have been way more than
Should
that.
have been more than that.
Quote, he was in the cop car all bloody, a neighbor told KWTV.
No duh.
Fox News said that due to the Open Records Act, police cannot confirm that it was the boy's father who confronted the suspect.
Also good.
I don't care if it wasn't. You know what I mean? Let me find out that somebody else was, looking out for my kids. I mean, that's a high five to them for sure, no matter what. Coghill was being held. Coghill was being held in the Oklahoma County Detention Center on one complaint of lewd acts with a child, according to the police. According to the report, police are asking if individuals have additional information that could help the investigation to let them know, and if there are more victims, they should come forward, according to the station. So they want to nail this dude hard. Or send him to jail so he can get nailed hard.
Somebody wants to nail somebody hard.
Yeah.
He's going to get prayed for a lot more when he gets to jail.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah, they have a whole different way of laying on hands, though.
Yeah.
It's a
well,
different style.
he might enjoy that a little bit more.
There's a lot of born-again Christians in jail, and so they're going to pray aggressively.
Yes.
Very.
Yes. Because you have nothing else really to do in jail but, get
Pray.
your degree and find Jesus.
And
So,
make sure you're down on your knees a lot.
Uh-huh.
A lot of prayer.
The Oklahoma Church of Christ issued a statement on its Facebook page saying that Coghill, who was the church discipleship minister, let that linger for just a moment, was relieved of his duties. I know. He said relieved. In addition, the church said, quote, it was heartbroken and shocked by the news since Coghill had a, quote, clean background check, and we had received no reports or claims against him during his tenure at the church.
That's probably because while he was at church and around church members, he didn't do those things. And he also never went full on.
Nah, if
I'm
he was
thinking that this was a progressive thing. Like he started go. I think that's what this was. He was trying to groom the kid a little bit.
But why? Okay, but it's he did it in public,
Yeah,
in
he did.
front of people.
Yeah, he did.
That's not like regular grooming. That's not.
That's
where
pretty
you,
aggressive.
Yeah, that's not something you just wake up and do one day.
No,
That's
no.
not.
It was over the course of a bunch of months.
I
Apparently.
got that. So that's what I'm saying. What
Jog
he-
past the kid
Seriously,
every
that's
day.
like 47 years worth of political experience brazen.
Yeah, that's or well.
Oh,
yeah,
I see what you did there. Good.
But no, I'm saying like he's had to have been doing this in other ways. With other kids, has to have been. That's not, like I said, you don't have this thing as a pedophile. You don't sit there and just get up one day and go, I'm going to walk out in the middle of public and touch this kid. It's
Oh,
going
no,
It's going to be gradual. You're going to
It's
do
a
things
step by step.
Yeah, you're going to do things in private and then move into public. Mm-hmm. Unless you're just outside of, I was going to say delusional or mental, but of course you're mental if you're
You're a
chasing
pedophile.
children down.
Yeah. You're obviously
You
delusional.
see what Sweat in his Prime thinks should happen to child touchers?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I keep watching it over and over again
It's like,
because
yep.
it's very satisfying.
It is.
Actually.
It actually, yeah. That's incredibly satisfying to watch.
It's just like and it's done. It's like, oh,
I wish I could do that too.
Very cathartic.
it actually is. It's like, oh,
There goes a tree that was 10 feet tall or 15 feet tall.
No,
And it's
it's-
now
it's like
This gone.
that's a 25 footer. Yeah.
yeah,
It's 25 foot tall. And it's now sawdust.
And look at there. Oh, there's part of it you might
Done.
can make for a Christmas tree. Anyway,
Oh.
the church is full. Do we want to read the church's full statement?
We
Because
don't. I don't care about the church's
I feel
statement.
bad for the church.
It sucks.
I mean, seriously, if you were a member of this church, if your kids were in class with this guy, if you're the church staff,
Hopefully, he wasn't in child ministry.
well, it was in discipleship. whatever that means. I know what that means, like where I'm at and where we came from. But
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't.
But that doesn't mean children.
That's not children. Yeah. So
It's adult discipleship. You know, that's that.
Yeah. It's. But what was he doing then to adults?
Probably
Could he
not.
have been doing the same thing to adults?
Probably not. You know, he's chasing after a 9-year-old boy. I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know.
How do you get your rocks off, man? That's weird.
He did. And we saw how I just read to you, and I'm not reading it again.
My youngest is 8, and I shudder to think what the person's face would look like
Oh yeah.
when I catch them.
Yeah, my oldest is 8. My youngest is 5. I'd go to jail. I'm telling you now, I have no qualms about it.
Done.
The cops had better hurry up and get there because they might as well call an ambulance.
If you didn't have a gun on you at the time, it's gonna
Well, I
be a
remember
while.
I lost
It's
all
gonna
my
be
guns.
a while.
I lost all my guns.
Yeah, I
in
know
tragic
you did.
boating
I'm
accidents.
saying
They fell in a lake or something.
They
didn't
did.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did.
And the safe.
I know. And it was my mistake for
It's a
convincing you to bring all your guns and put them in that same safe.
I
I'm
know.
so sorry.
I know.
This is what I get for deciding that we should go whitewater rafting
On
with
a
our
lake.
with our guns.
Well, the safe was for balance, right? So that you
Right, yeah, because we were in the
stayed.
front. It was
But yeah,
in the
but we
back,
were
and
whitewater rafting in the middle of a lake, and so it was
It tossed and
it was
turned,
a
man.
company,
a thing.
it was a morale boosting. What do they call those? A company retreat.
Yeah,
team
like
building.
Yeah, team building
yeah.
retreat, and so it was. But and like I said, I thought it was a good idea to just kind of keep them there because
By the end of it, the team was not.
if
built.
you've ever whitewater rafted down a lake,
across a nice flat lake.
yeah,
That's great.
you need to have that extra balance to keep the front of the boat down.
Right. It's buoyancy isn't ever the issue. It's just balance.
It's actually water displacement, but I digress.
I know buoyancy is not the issue.
Yeah.
Water displacement and balance. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's all it is. So there you go.
Yeah.
I'll feel bad about that forever, but
That
you
may
know.
be a little bit chaotic, and I mean that's
Don't worry.
That's in the past though. But
It
don't
is.
worry.
Next year when we do this team building exercise and Chris shows up, he's going to bring his guns and
we'll make
put
sure
him in the
everybody's
safe.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll get a new safe.
yeah, we'll have a new safe. We'll put all the new guns into it, and
It'll be fun.
it'll be fine.
Fortunately, mine are all gone too. I lost.
You too?
Tragic,
I
tragic
can't.
tornado.
No. Tornado.
I mean, it ripped off the back half of the house. Took me forever to rebuild. I mean,
Jeez.
Yeah.
it was more like a hurricane, really. Came off of Lake Michigan.
I was going to say because we know that where you
So
live.
it rocked you like a hurricane.
It was a hurricane. I mean, category 5 at least.
Jeez.
wow. I'm just
First
thankful.
one Lake Michigan's ever seen.
I was going to say I'm just thankful that you survived.
Yep, you're still here. That's,
You know,
that's
thank-
the only thing you can do.
It just shows that God was looking out for you and your family, and that is fantastic, sir.
Yep.
I got to think that mine are probably in the bottom of Lake Michigan.
Well, if it's that kind of a hurricane, though, it might have turned around and blown them across the country. Who knows?
They might be in Canada.
There might
Somebody.
Not good. Those people are in a lot of trouble if they find those.
I know.
No. Poor French Canadians wouldn't know what to do with them.
Poor souls. So Chaos decided to erupt a little bit on the View.
Not chaos.
Chaos.
Does anybody actually watch The View?
No.
Seriously?
Yeah, no. The View on Friday, when Sonny Hostin and Anna Navarro both tested positive for COVID-19, or if you look at the actual header here, COVID-10.
That's worse than 19.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a grade lower.
Yeah, it's as you go down.
You have
it
to
gets
carry
worse.
the one
Yeah,
to get the COVID-10s.
yeah.
Well, when
You
you're
got to carry the 9 actually.
when you're a vaccinated liberal, it goes to COVID-10.
right because
If
you're vaccinated,
If you're unvaxxed, it's COVID-19.
which is why it changes so much and there's so many variants.
That's right.
Right. Anyway, co-host Joy Behar.
Okay, pause for a second. Who were the names of the people again? Just real fast. It just dawned on me when you just said Behar.
Sonny Hostin and Anna Navarro.
Okay, is anybody?
I don't know who they are.
I don't either, but you know who Joy Behar is.
Yes.
Now,
It's because she's so horrible.
can we? I was going
Right.
to say, can we all for a moment come clean? Confession time
Okay.
in front of God and everybody.
Confessions.
I'm going to confess that
This is my confession.
that when the names were listed, because all I saw was a headline.
Yeah.
I didn't know who had it. I didn't know.
You
who,
thought immediately?
I am actually a tad. I have to confess, I was a tad disappointed that it was not Joy Behar on that list.
Well, it did say the co-hosts.
I know that,
But also, Joy Behar is listed here as co-host, not main host, which is weird.
because they're not. They're
All co-hosted.
It's a socialist show, so there is no host. They're all co-hosts.
They're all co-hosts.
They're all even, except for they're not, because Behar gets paid more, even though that she wants women equality. but
She's
that's-
more equal.
She's more equal than the other women. But I'm just saying, a full confession, I was a tad disappointed that she was not on that list.
Well, that's okay.
And I know that's a horrible thing to say, but I feel that I should come clean.
Well, she's probably going to be on the list soon because her co-hosts were positive. Yeah. So Joy Behar was just beginning to introduce Vice President Kamala Harris to the show
Oh, good Lord.
when producers yanked Hostin and Navarro from the stage. Quote, there seems to be something happening here that I'm not 100% aware of, Behar said. Can someone please apprise me of the situation?
See, she acts like she's a boss, don't she?
Yeah, she does. Also, they didn't take they kept on camera and they didn't take a commercial break to figure it out, which is stupid. When you're a live television show from a company like that, I'm sorry, we have an issue. We have to take a quick break.
Yeah.
It's no problem. You take a commercial break, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, off camera, a voice could be heard asking the two of them, step off for a second.
Okay.
The two left the stage, and while the confused Behar was just there.
Sitting there, twiddling her thumbs, doing what she does best.
Then asked the off-camera producer if she could continue introducing Harris when one person shouted, "Yes!"
Somebody who's not in charge is saying, yeah, go ahead, do it.
She began to introduce, and then another person off-camera said, "No!"
And that's when she lost her mind. Make up your minds, people.
Behar, stalling for time, joked, "Okay, shall we dance? Do you want to do a tap dance? What do you want?" She then soon called for a commercial break. Hey, somebody thought of it eventually.
That's fantastic.
Following another commercial break, Behar told the audience what had happened behind the scenes. She said, "Okay, since this is going to be a major news story in any minute now, what happened was Sonny and Anna both apparently tested positive for COVID. No matter how hard we try, these things happen. They probably have a they probably have a breakthrough case, and they'll be okay. I'm sure because they're both vaccinated up the wazoo. You know, a lot of vaccines."
Of course. No, it's a breakthrough. It can't be the fact that they've all admitted that the vaccine
Doesn't work.
not keep you from getting it.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Period. Not a breakthrough, not a variant. It says very plainly. They always say very plainly, doesn't prevent you from getting COVID. It's the whole thing. Here's my question. This is a live TV show.
Yeah.
Obviously, they tested before they went on the air.
And apparently it didn't get.
And then they sanitized the entire set after they yanked the two COVID positives before they brought out the vice president. Right?
No, actually, I don't think they.
Well-
I don't think they even got it on.
No, that's a whole nother one I wanted to throw out there too. Just my mental thought of that bit. But so why didn't they? Why aren't? If this is a live show, why are they not testing them early enough to get the results before they go on air?
Well,
To avoid this, you mean to tell me nobody thought for a second that maybe we should wait?
they're prima donnas. They're not going to show up early.
But
You think people like Anna Navarro and Joy Behar and all the rest of them are actually going to show up and do due diligence?
well, they don't even do their show, right? So,
Exactly. They just show up to chat.
we don't have room to talk, but
No, they have cue cards. At least we read something. All they do is just.
what did you just say?
At
Say
least
that
we
one more.
read news. We
No,
actually read
thank you
news.
for the clarity because
Yeah,
you
it's
literally just
clarification.
said we did the exact same thing they do.
No, we read news and then we talk about it. They're just
That's a cue card. It's just
bullshit.
it's just
They
a
just
smaller-
bullshit every day.
No, that's true. No, but so okay. So then they find out that everybody is, or not everybody, but these two people have tested positive.
Right.
My mind's eye, my mental image, my imagination.
Right. You can see in your eye.
Well, I can't see into my unless I'm looking.
That's
in the
what an
mirror.
imagination is.
It is an imagination.
Right.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Don't be unimaginative.
Anywho's, I see it once it was announced to the vice president that there was COVID in the building. I feel like Secret Service kind of hustled her out of there like it was an actual, like a violent situation.
It might have been.
Like they closed around her. Make way, we're rushing out. Got on the microphones and stuff. We're bringing out the package now. Get the van ready.
Ew.
Here comes the car. Like that's the way I kind of saw it happening. That was in my
Well, there was a
imagination.
biological threat.
Yeah. But, it's not.
So, yeah, within 10 minutes, with only 10 minutes left on the show, Harris did appear on the show via live stream elsewhere in the building.
Right.
They got a camera on her and said, all right, you can just sit here and you don't have to go to the stage. It's okay. According to People, Harris addressed the co-host disappearance and said, Sonny and Anna are strong women, and I know they're fine. But it really also does speak to the fact that they're vaccinated, and the vaccines make all the difference, because otherwise we would be concerned about hospitalization or worse.
Yep. Because there's nobody being hospitalized with COVID that's been vaccinated. None.
I don't think that's true.
No, absolutely not. I mean, because
I had a lot of fun looking up some of the CDC's VAERS data the other day.
oh yeah, those are fun.
Right,
Adam,
3% of the vaccine adverse reactions to the COVID vaccine
mm-hmm.
Is COVID.
Huh?
That's the
Weird.
adverse reaction to the COVID vaccine.
Is
You get
COVID?
the thing you're trying to prevent.
Yeah. I have to do this. We didn't do it yesterday, and it makes me giggle. I sent this to Steven, and it makes me giggle a lot.
You did read it.
No, I didn't read the fact checking.
Oh, they had the fact checks?
Okay, so hear me out.
Oh, God.
So in line with this, and this will run us out to the break, so this will be perfect.
Sure.
So a friend of mine put up a meme
On the Facebooks.
on the Facebooks.
Right.
The meme says the protected need to be protected from the unprotected by forcing the unprotected to use the protection that didn't protect the protected. Okay?
Did you catch that?
Got it.
Sure. One more time for those of you in the back. The protected need to be protected from the unprotected by forcing the unprotected to use the protection that didn't protect the protected. Okay? Like anything else, they threw up a fact checker little thing on the Facebook. I got bored. I happened to be on the toilet at the time, so I had
So he had
on my
time.
hand. So I was like, it says, missing context.
And other things.
The same information was checked by another post by independent fact checkers. See why? Well, let's see why.
Click the CY button.
I did. Leading stories. Fact check.
Fact check.
From leadstories.com. Fact check. A vaccinated person is not wrong to think an unvaccinated person is a threat to their health.
They're not wrong.
Okay?
That's the fact check.
Oh, no, it gets better.
Oh, yeah.
This is how it starts. Is a vaccinated person wrong to believe an unvaccinated person is a threat to
Yes.
their health?
The answer is yes.
No.
Yes.
That's not true.
Yes.
No vaccine is 100% effective. Polio, measles, mumps, rubella,
None of them.
rabies. The rabies vaccine. Anyway, no vaccine is 100% effective.
Hepatitis.
So the vaccinated person is still at risk of infection. And at the time the post appeared, unvaccinated people were most likely to carry the infection. During a pandemic, an airborne virus circulating from person to person, a vaccinated person can still be infected. Vaccine makers such as the CDC,
Whoa.
FDA.
No, hold on.
They
No,
don't
I'm
make
sorry.
vaccines.
I read that wrong. I apologize. Vaccine makers, the CDC,
Okay,
the
thank you.
FDA,
All right, thank
and
you.
medical professionals are unanimous in saying that vaccines are not 100% effective, and that even vaccinated people should take precautions to avoid exposure to the SARS-CoV-2 virus during the breakthrough infections that have been documented. It keeps going.
And going.
And going.
And
It's
going.
very long and very stupid by... Has anybody ever heard of leadstories.com?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah. They're very leftist.
Oh, well, duh. But they're not mainstream.
Well, they are in a leftist idea.
Well,
Anyway,
here's
you
a
say knee.
quote. Oh, so go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. Finish.
I
your
was just
story.
saying,
I'm sorry.
vaccine breakthrough cases are expected. COVID-19 vaccines are effective and are a critical tool to bring the pandemic under control. However, no vaccines are 100% effective at preventing illness in vaccinated people. There will be a small percentage of fully vaccinated people who will still get sick, are hospitalized, or die from COVID-19, end quote.
That's the fact check on the protected people of the
I know. Right?
All right. So the Knights Who Say Knee said, wait, celebrities get vaccinated up their wazoos?
Yeah,
I thought it was a shot in the arm.
well, when your head's up your ass, like most celebrities are, you have to get your shot in the wazoo because it's the only available place to get a shot.
Sluggy says, well, at least you're when you guys BS on air, it's entertaining. We love you, Sluggy.
Oh, I love you.
thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.
Sweet. See, at least someone
Oblivion
likes it.
flickering. Prima donnas, you say? They look more like post Madonnas.
That's true.
If you're going to refer to them like that, it takes the whole Madonna on the rocks thing to a whole nother level.
They just look like Madonna now.
Ew. Dear God.
I'm glad I was muted when I read that one the first time on my screen because I spit my soda a little bit. Good job, Oblivion Flickering. Good job.
Well done.
Adam
Well
W.
done.
Johnson on Twitter. I missed part of the show because I was eating pretzels and couldn't hear. This is why I don't eat pretzels.
They're too loud.
I have a thing against eating food that's too loud in my own ears.
I understand that.
I don't like it.
Crunchy is fine, but that crunchy is not so good.
It's already weird enough for me to have to go to a restaurant. To go eat with me at a restaurant's weird enough. I don't eat. No.
I know.
Shut up. It's not that.
He throws softballs up there like that.
I know.
And then you hit him.
I
and
know.
He's like, shut up.
You have to understand, there's moments, even though, yes, there's a microphone in front of me, I can see part of the reflection back at me from the camera on the screen and all this other stuff. I do have moments I forget I'm live on air. And I'm like, oh, crap, filter, brain mouth filter, not turned on.
Didn't work. Not working.
No, I'm not that bad at a restaurant. I'm not. I'm a little picky, maybe, and I have to do things a certain way, but that's training. Stop it. We haven't been kicked out yet, so we're fine.
This I find shocking that you and Steven could go to a restaurant
And not get
and you
kicked
have
out.
never been kicked out. Never.
It's
Ever.
it's true. It's true. We
is
usually
actually.
we tone it down a hair.
No, well, that's part of my thing is I always sit in the back in the far corner so I can see the whole restaurant.
Yeah, he does.
So that way we can make sure. Oh,
Back against the corner, obviously knows every exit. You know,
I have to.
These are important things.
they are important
I
things.
have to.
I also know where all of the exits are, but I'm okay with turning my back to people.
I can't. When I had guns before they fell off into the water, in the tragic,
Boating
whitewater
accident.
rafting
Yeah, right.
accident. in the
Whitewater
lake.
rafting accident
On the
on
lake.
Lake Placid.
Yeah. I used to make sure that my gun would be like cocked, locked, and ready to go, just sitting right there. And it's just, and there's nothing,
Dylan, do you have a problem trusting people?
I kind of do.
No.
No,
No.
I don't have a problem trusting people, but at the same time, I don't trust people.
Right.
It's really weird. It's hard to explain.
I can trust you, but I don't trust you.
Do you know what's easier to explain than that is my love for American Pride Roasters
That's
coffee.
really easy
If
to
you're
explain.
a coffee drinker, the best coffee, bar none, is American Pride Roasters coffee. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com for historically great coffee. It is guaranteed to make you swallow every single time you put it in your mouth. The world is going to hell and it is a crappy place to be, but at least you can know you have a great cup of coffee every time you pry it open and make a pot. Get yours today. AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Go to mojo50.com. That's where you can find all of the hosts for the Mojo 50 Radio Network, as well as all of their schedules, Mojo gear, etc., etc., etc. Go find them on the iHeartRadio app with the Mojo 50 Radio button. 24/7 free speech talk.
Follow us on all the social medias at DOAE Show. Like, share, and subscribe, and all that fun jazz. Share it around to people that you don't like, so that way you can irritate them more. Get your tweets and everything else in. We got a whole other hour. We'll be right back.
What are you laughing at?
Spider-Man's Private Dylan Lyles isn't that bad at a restaurant because he's surprisingly large and intimidating. That's his polite way of saying I'm fat.
They would never. They would never.
Oh, is he going? Oh, roger that.
Right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Our,
No.
my
We
more well versed in news and media, and also has written a book recently and writes articles for different. More well versed.
he's smart and
well, he's got a
popular.
PH in his name. Okay, the more well versed Stephen.
Yeah.
No, this one's Stephen. I'm not below calling him Stephen because
proper enunciation. PH says fuck.
I know, but I am right. I get it.
Or Stephen.
I'm there with you, but on this one, I give him credit.
Well, no, that's fine. He can be a smart one. His name is still Stephen.
Stephen.
I give him credit for it. Anyway, for the article that he found that we're going to go over probably in the next segment, he wrote a rebuttal on the Federalist
Nice.
and might have him on this coming week.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Take my picture off screen for just a minute. I'm going to slide out of here and go
You're
have a
off
cigarette.
screen.
I'll be back
You're
in a
off
second.
screen.
Oh,
Go.
Yeah, we're not on screen. Get out of
Nobody's on screen.
here. Handle your business.
That's business. It's business.
What coffee are you buying from APR if you have to pry it open? The good kind.
The best kind. Sometimes those seals are pretty tight.
They are. I don't know where he gets them bags at, but those things are fantastic. It lets nothing in.
It's the double seal.
Is that what? Yellow and blue make green. It's sealed. After these messages, we'll be right back. Remember that from
Yeah.
cartoons and stuff?
Yep. Definitely do.
I do too.
So good.
It reminds me.
You remind me of a.
Look what I got.
What the heck did you do?
Trying to
Oh, you
pull stuff in that
you
rack.
up top. Yeah.
And I caught the corner of one.
oh,
happens. Because whoever put them together didn't
didn't join them proper.
join them proper, so there was a gap, and it just went. Make it worse. Not 2 minutes before that,
Uh-huh.
I found an open one,
What do you mean an open one?
an open cable, a open cable.
Oh.
Yeah. So metal rail arm. All I know is my hands start doing this, and I'm like, oh my god. That was. I had a brief moment where I experienced what it's like to be possessed. I was like,
That's my arm.
Son of
Let
a.
go.
I was like, oh god. Thank God it was only telephone line and
Because it
coax
just
and
gave
not-
you a nice tingle at that
Oh,
point.
because the amount of juice that runs through there.
Ooh, buddy.
Oh my
It
god.
was an open telephone line.
It still made me because I went. Oh
yeah, I mean, it's enough juice to go.
yeah, it got you. I walked around for about 10 minutes and took 2 smoke breaks. It killed me. I was like, I can't do it no more.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, really breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under.
Oh my God. That's that honest to God, that scene is one of the things that made me want to do radio.
Down Periscope?
Yeah.
The one scene,
That one scene
the sonar operator.
where he's sitting there doing his testing before he does it. And it's that one scene where he sits there and all of a sudden, wow, Johnson's running down the left field line, hits a foul ball, almost hit the ball girl. This inning brought to you by, and I was like, I love
it.
that.
It's
I want to
amazing.
do that.
One day.
So now I spend my free time narrating that kind of stuff by myself
For your own good.
for my own pleasure.
Yep.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah. Chris had to step out for a minute, so he's doing his thing.
He'll be back in a
Yeah,
moment.
it'll be
It's not
all right.
important.
Yeah.
We didn't have to address that.
Well, I mean, people might want to know
No, they don't need to know.
that.
It's anyway.
Anywho,
So the acronym JEDI has become a popular term of branding or for branding academic committees and labeling, STEM, which is, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine, initiatives focused on social justice issues.
yeah.
Used in this context, JEDI stands for justice, equality, or equity, diversity, and inclusion. In recent years, this acronym has been employed by a growing number of prominent institutions and organizations, including but
Yep.
not limited to the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine.
Yeah.
At first glance, JEDI may simply appear to be an elegant way to explicitly build justice into the more common formula of DEI, an abbreviation for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Well, yeah, but that's because Jedi are very elegant.
They are.
Have you seen their fighting style?
I have. And talk about the little roby coat thingies that they wear.
Right. Swishing everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Elegance.
Boy, howdy. Productively shifting our ethical focus in the process. JEDI has these important affordances, but also inherits another notable set of meanings. It shares the name of a superheroic protagonistic, God bless
Protagonist.
protagonists of the science fiction Star Wars franchise, the Jedi.
Right.
Within the narrative world of Star Wars, to be a member of the Jedi is seemingly to be a paragon of goodness, a principled guardian of order, and protector of the innocent.
Well, yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Mhm.
This set of popular cultural associations is one that some Jedi initiatives and advocates explicitly allude to.
Right. Because they're like, yeah, you should be a Jedi.
You should. Whether intentionally or not, the labels we choose for our justice-oriented initiatives open them up to a broader universe of associations, branding them with meaning, and, in the case of Jedi, binding them to consumer brands.
Yeah.
Through the connection of Star Wars, the same Jedi can inadvertently associate our justice work with stories and stereotypes that are a galaxy far, far away from the values of justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. The question we must ask is whether the conversation started by these connections are the ones that we want to have.
Can I ask a question too?
Sure.
Who do you think thought up the term Jedi? As in the leftist field,
Well, it would
in
be-
the leftist realm,
it would
it was
be
a
the Jedi.
Star Wars nerd.
It would be the Jedi.
No, it was a Star Wars nerd who thought up, oh, you know what? If we put these words in this order, it creates Jedi.
Yeah. Continuing on.
Anyway.
As we will argue, our justice-oriented projects should approach connections to the Jedi and Star Wars with great caution.
Great caution.
And perhaps even avoid the acronym Jedi entirely.
Right, because you're Sith.
Below, we outline 5 reasons why. Number 1, in no particular order, the Jedi are inappropriate mascots for social justice.
Huh?
Although they're ostensibly heroes within the Star Wars universe,
Yeah.
the Jedi are inappropriate symbols for justice work.
Why?
I'll tell you why. They're a religious order of intergalactic police monks prone to white, in parentheses, survivorism and toxically masculine approaches to conflict resolution, such as violent duels with phallic lightsabers, gaslighting by means of Jedi mind tricks, etc.
Now I'm not. I'm a fan, but I'm not a super fan
Okay.
of Star Wars. I love Star Wars. It's a great thing. But I'm not one of those people that like live and breathe by it.
Okay.
We know people like that, and I'm looking to try and get somebody on specifically for this article.
Yeah.
But I have a bone to pick.
You do?
Yeah, just small one. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, galaxy far, far away, right? So if it's in a galaxy far, far away, in that galaxy far, far away, not everybody's white.
Well,
Actually, not everybody's human.
it's funny you should kind of mention that.
Actually, one of the largest mentor Jedi that you have in the realms of those movies happened to be something that looked like a frog and a toad mixed together.
You mean the Yodas?
The Yodas. A bipedal frog toad thing that ate other slimy animals.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Like, I get the whole, they look human. Most of them do. But what about,
The little one ate eggs,
yeah, ate everything. And a frog, actually ate a frog.
like genocide.
Yeah,
Was-
almost.
yeah.
Kind of a thing
Almost
there.
killed an entire species.
Right.
Okay. Ooh, see, this is an even better list.
Yeah, there's huge.
I've got a list. I could do.
They're not just, no, I'm sorry.
I have a list of every single Jedi, just so we're clear.
They're not just white.
No.
20, the Star Wars 25 Jedis from the weakest to most
This
powerful.
is one, and this is a good
All right.
one because it's the weakest to the strongest.
Okay, weakest to the strongest. Here we go.
Okay. Coleman Trebor.
Okay.
I wish I had. Well, we need to have pictures for this stuff to make.
Coleman Traber, he's the guy that with the green saber there.
Well, yeah,
that's
but nobody else can see that.
yeah, but Traber, what he would?
In case you're wondering, it's a dinosaur-looking Jedi.
Yeah, he looks like a dinosaur.
He looks like a dinosaur. and
Humanized
he
dinosaur.
was in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Okay. Ajin Kolar. He was in the. He was one of the 3 in the. Not the final one. What the
Yeah.
hell? The final of the second 3.
Right.
Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
That killed with Palpatine.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Sacy Tian. That's an alien. I don't.
It's
he
an
was
alien. He has
from
horns.
The show. Yaddle,
Also a Yoda type
a
of.
Yodo type one.
So
Yala Sakura. That's the. There's. Let's see. Hold on. One. We started at 26. Let's do it this way.
25.
For those listening on radio. I'm going to scroll down here.
out of here,
There's a white person.
one
That's
she's
a lady.
18, number 18.
Number 18.
Jocasta Nu.
Jocasta Nu.
Okay.
But it's a lady.
It's a lady,
So it wouldn't count.
not a white man,
Not a white man.
but white.
We might count that one.
That's not human. That guy is technically not white.
No, he technically is.
No.
Kanata Jarrus. We'll count it just for the sake of
Okay,
the
we'll
argument.
count it.
That's 2.
2. Yeah.
Ezra Bridger's a
Yeah.
white guy.
Yeah, that's white guy.
That's not a white person. Ben Solo.
Yeah, that's white.
Okay. White guy.
Okay, so it's 4,
4. Anakin Skywalker.
5,
Qui-Gon Jinn.
6,
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
7.
Rey.
She's a girl.
Luke Skywalker.
8.
So,
8.
Luke Skywalker is gay, though. Haven't you seen the last one? the last movie? I'm pretty sure.
No, I
He
know
was just drinking the blue milk.
he died. That's all I know. So by that list alone, 8 out of 26.
25.
25.
8 out of 25 were white.
Yeah.
Out of the most powerful.
Yeah. There's a list of all.
Mace Window is definitely not white.
Yeah, no.
No.
And he was like 4th strongest or whatever.
Yeah.
Out of that
Mace
list.
Window is a bad dude.
Well, until
He is the Batman. And that's not even including. So that's literally just the ones that were alive in the movies. That's not including all the stories, all the books.
yeah.
Like everything that's gone through the entire universe of Star Wars. There are, oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's so many different things they can go with. Continuing on, the Jedi are also an exclusionary cult. Membership, which is partially predicated on the possession of a heightened,
Midichlorians.
on the midichlorians, the psychic and physical abilities, or force sensitivity.
Yeah.
Strikingly, force-wielding talents are narrative explained in Star Wars, not merely in spiritual terms, but also in ableists and eugenic ones.
Okay, stop. Before you go any further.
The most
Stop.
powerful being able to use the midichlorians and the special talent
Was Yoda.
is a green goblin hopping little frog looking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So eugenics, no. If you, all right. Midichlorians. Damn nerd things.
I know. This is all nerd central tonight. I love it.
Midichlorians.
Aren't real.
No, not real for us. But in the Star Wars universe, midichlorians are literally it's atoms. It's what makes up the universe.
Yes.
It is the essence of life.
It's molecules.
Like everyone has them. Some people have slightly more. Some people know how to tap into it.
Yeah.
It's literally somebody that is in let's say a kung fu monastery monk that says that they can heat their body up in freezing temperatures because they can tap into a holy. That's it.
Yeah.
The chi.
It's
Yeah.
chi.
Thank you. That's another good one. Yeah.
It's chi. It's ki. It's force power. Whatever you want to call it. It's not psychic. Well, you can use psychic ability style things,
Well, psychic would fall
but
under.
it's controlling the force around you that makes up all living things.
Telekinesis falls under the psychic ability, though.
Yeah, but it's not telekinesis because you're moving things with the power of what is. You're basically
Yes, but
you're tapping into the atoms.
Just
of
so we're clear, to bring something from a fictional, story
Into reality
it's telekinesis.
right. It is a telekinetic.
However
thing,
you
yeah.
want to describe it. Spud Miss Brian real fast over on Twitter at DOA Show. Phallic lightsabers, you say. And it shows old man Herbert from Family Guy with the lightsaber.
Your Swartz is as big as mine.
Yeah.
Anyway, these supernatural powers are naturalized as biological hereditary attributes.
It's not hereditary.
That's what they say. Actually, it's not.
In the Skywalker line,
wrong.
it's hereditary, but it's not.
And that's only because of the fact that it's so powerful being with
In that line,
in that line. That's all. So it is the force. So it is that force potential is framed as a dynastic property of noble bloodlines. For example, the Skywalker dynasty. And the force disparities are rendered innate physical properties measurable via midichlorian counts, not unlike force genetic tests, and augmentable via humanoid engineering. The heroic Jedi are thus emblems for a host of dangerously reactionary values and assumptions, sending the message that justice work is akin to cosplay is bad enough. Dressing up our initiatives in the symbolic garb of the Jedi is worse.
Then stop using it.
Oh, it gets so much better. Number 2, again, in no particular order, Star Wars has a problematic cultural legacy.
Why?
The space opera franchise has been critiqued for trafficking injustices such as sexism, racism, and ableism.
That's because there are injustices across the worlds, just like there are across our countries in different universe. It's showing life as it is.
Think, for example, of the so-called Slave Leia costume, infamous for stripping down and chaining up the movie series' first leading woman as part of the Orientalist subplot.
Yeah, she was a sex slave of Jabba the Hutt.
Star Wars arguably conflates alienness with non-whiteness, often seeming to rely on racist stereotypes, even depicting non-human species.
How is it?
The series regularly defaults onto ableist tropes, memorably the portrayal of Darth Vader, which links the villain's physical disability to mechanic inhumanity and moral deviance, presenting his technology-assisted breathing as a sinister auditory marker of danger and doom.
Well, yeah, it is a sinister auditory marker
Because
he's a sinister person.
He's a sinister
it's like
guy.
he was a bad guy before he became mechanical. Let's put it. Of course, he was a moron, but he was a bad guy.
What's more, the bodies and voices centered in Star Wars have, with few exceptions, historically been those of white men.
Wait, I'm sorry. Darth Vader was who?
Oh, that would have been James Earl Jones.
He's white, right?
Yes, he is.
He's white?
Totes my goats.
While recent films have increased gender and racial diversity, important questions remain regarding how meaningful such changes represent a departure from the series' problematic past. Indeed, a notable segment of Star Wars fandom has aggressively advocated the recentering of white men in the franchise, with some equating recent casting decisions with white genocide, quote unquote.
Sorry, what?
Additionally,
Why does everything have to be woke and stupid?
they're taking the fun out of everything.
Because to be smart and asleep is too easy.
They're ruining my fun.
I know, right? I'm gonna go home and watch all 9 of them in a row just to piss people off.
Actually, I think I might do that tomorrow.
There's
Right.
laser swords and freaking laser beams.
Oh, those are just phallic symbols for manhood.
Yeah.
and a big ball that blows up planets.
That's a giant ball that shoots out a stream.
Oh my God, it's toxic maleness.
It is. Oh, this is so good. There's so much more to this. Additionally, the franchise cultural footprint can be tracked in the saga of the United States military-industrial investment and expansion. From debates around Reagan's Star Wars Strategic Defense Initiative to the planned Joint Enterprise Defense Infrastructure,
Also
another
known as
Jedi
Jedi.
plan.
Yeah.
Sometimes winkingly framed with Star Wars illusions.
Yeah. So what you're saying is it can be tied to it only because people
just-
decided to tie it to it,
Kind of like what these people did.
like you did, like the people that came up with Jedi for equality and diversity and whatever decided that they were going to use Jedi in that term.
It gets better.
Okay.
Number 3, Jedi connects justice initiatives to corporate capital. Jedi is more than just a name. It's a product.
It is. You're right.
Circulating that product's name can promote and benefit the corporation that owns it, even if we do not mean to do so. We are in effect, providing that corporation, Disney, with a free form of advertising,
Yeah, you are.
commodifying and cheapening our justice work in the process.
I don't disagree.
Such informal co-branding entangles our initiatives in Disney's morally messy past and present.
Well, it didn't used to be Disney. Jedi, they were bought out.
Yeah.
Star Wars was bought out.
It may also serve to rebrand and whitewash Disney by linking one of its signature product lines to social justice.
Why would it whitewash anything? Because technically whitewashing is bad.
That's racist.
After all, Disney has a long and troubling history of circulating racist, sexist, heterosexist, and Orientalist narratives and imagery, which the corporation and its subsidiaries like Pixar are publicly reckoning with.
Right, which is why they're continually making things about diversity.
Yeah, over and over again. It's so good.
Uh-huh.
Number 4, aligning justice work with Star Wars risks threatening inclusion and sense of belonging.
It threatens inclusion.
It does.
So hold on. It risks threatening inclusion. So that can be taken two ways, by the way. When you say it risks threatening inclusion, you could be saying it risks to threaten inclusion, saying inclusion is the thing that it threatens.
yes.
Or you could be saying that adding it would be threatening to include.
Yeah.
So it either threatens inclusion.
Are we going to diagram this sentence so I understand what was going on now?
No,
Do that on your own time.
that's your own time. But yeah, it's two ways.
Well, they'll explain it here in a little
Okay,
bit.
sure. Okay, all right. They'll clean it up.
It will. While an overarching goal of Jedi initiatives is to promote inclusion, the term Jedi might make people feel excluded.
Maybe.
Star Wars is popular, but divisive.
Why?
Identifying our initiatives with it may nudge them closer to the realm of fandom, manufacturing in-groups and out-groups.
Let me ask you a question before we get forward this. Okay. Just quick
You're
question.
about to clear it. Are you
Okay,
ready?
I just one quick question.
Go for it.
Jedi. Okay, what is the other fandom inside of Jedi or Star Wars? Star Wars. So it's Jedi and
Star Wars?
no, Jedi. Inside of Star Wars, there's Jedi and there's Sith.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're Sith and I'm Jedi, we're still both Star Wars fans, right?
Yeah. Just
So that's inclusive.
that is it's totally inclusive. It's really weird how that works out.
It's like it's like we're both.
But they're not
if
talking
somebody
about that.
likes the Giants and somebody likes the Eagles, they're both football.
That's not what they're talking about, though. See, you're here. You're going too deep with it. Those unfamiliar
We're killing Chris.
or uncomfortable with Star Wars, including those hurt by the messages it sends, may feel alienated by the parade of jokes and puns and references surrounding the term Jedi.
Right.
Consider, as one example, its gender exclusionary potential.
How?
Studies suggest that the presence of Star Wars and Star Trek memorabilia, such as posters, in computer science classrooms can reinforce masculinist stereotypes about computer science, contributing to a woman's sense that they don't belong in that field. Because we all know that there wasn't a single woman in Star Trek
Star Wars.
or Star Wars. No, but they mentioned Star Trek on there too.
Oh yeah.
But I went for Star Trek directly because think of what Uhura, that tomato.
Right.
The black lady that I can't trace them, Captain. That's
Right,
that
yeah.
lady. Yeah, she wasn't important.
No, not at all.
She was not only a woman, but she was a black woman on a 70s TV show.
Whoopi Goldberg was in it.
Yeah, she was. There was several women on all of them.
Actually, wait, wasn't there one that was the captain?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the same one, I believe.
With
Voyager.
Whoopi, yeah.
Yeah. That's weird. Relatedly, research indicates that even for self-identified female fans of Star Wars, a sense of belonging within that fandom can be experienced as highly conditional,
Why?
contingent on performances proving their conformity to the pre-existing gender norms of the dominant fan culture.
What do you mean the pre-existing gender norms?
Apparently that it's only for boys and girls can't do it. I don't know.
Whatever.
Number 5, the
Are we sure that the Wookiee was a boy?
that was
That means no.
gotcha. I'm glad you clarified. Number 5, the abbreviation Jedi can distract from justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. When you think about the word Jedi, what comes to mind? Chances are good that for many, the immediate answer isn't the concept of justice, which,
Actually, yes, it kind of is.
It actually is.
It actually is. Yeah.
or its comrades, equity, diversity, and inclusion.
Honestly, technically, yeah, they
Actually,
would. They kind of fit.
It fits perfectly.
It fits fine.
Instead, this acronym likely conjures pageant of spaceships, lightsabers, and blaster-wielding stormtroopers. Even if we set aside the 4 cautions above, the acronym Jedi still evokes imagery that diverts attention away from the meaning of justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. Such detractions exacerbates existing problems and challenges endemic to the institutional justice work. There's so much more in this.
Oh, you know what? I think we just need to hold this over.
Analyzing my fun. agenda.
No, we just need a. We're gonna hold this over.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah.
It gets way worse.
Yeah, I think we need to. I think we almost killed Chris about halfway through that.
I think it's only fair for all the times he tries
There's
to make my head pop. I think it's only fair to give him one.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I've got some veins up top that really will.
Pop.
But that's only because you don't have any hair.
That's true. You just can't see Dylan's as well.
That's true. Adam W. Johnson over on Twitter. I've said it before and I'll say it again. How to ruin canon in 2 letters and 2 words. J.J. Abrams, Disney. I know. It's fine for Lord of the Rings. He was great for Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Star Wars, no.
No, let him go. Let's stop it.
Okay, here's a fun one. From a Star Wars angle, purely in that thing.
Yeah.
Who is worse for Star Wars? Okay. J.J. Abrams and Disney. or George Lucas.
He made it though.
Yeah. Really? Do you want to go down the list of other?
You did some more and he screwed it up.
That's
so
what I'm
bad.
getting at.
Yeah.
Which one is worse? Because they literally.
J.J. Abrams is definitely worse. I
Is
mean,
he?
Jar Jar Binks was bad,
Oh,
but he wasn't woke stupid.
That's true.
and JJ is
That's true. And
because they called Jar Jar Binks racist.
yeah. Well, he's a Sith.
Jar Jar
Lord.
Binks is racist?
He's a
Yeah.
Sith Lord, though.
No,
so-
Jar Jar Binks is just an idiot.
No, he's not.
No.
He's
Jar
just-
Jar Binks is a representative of black people. Don't you know?
Don't jump ahead. We ain't there.
Is
yet.
that there?
I believe it's in there. Oh, or some variant thereof is in this. This is why
I
I'm saying-
didn't even know it was gonna be in this.
I don't know if it's exactly that or not, but I know there's other stuff in there. No,
This is Defenders Live.
Beat from the SAV before we continue.
I
Remember,
love this.
they did it all for the Wookiee.
The what?
The Wookiee.
The what?
So you could take that cookie.
One of his prime also on Twitter. Kathleen Kennedy was far worse than George Lucas revising history or J.J. Abrams trying to save it from Kennedy. And
I can't.
Adam W. Johnson
okay.
adding to it as well. Let's not forget that J.J. Abrams also ruined Star Wars canon. And that one pisses me off.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You destroyed the canon.
It's a little bit weird.
You can't stop destroying the story, man. It's the story.
It's one of his prime. I'm feeling Chris's righteous rage in my bones.
Yeah. We all understand you.
Oh, this story is so fun.
So where were you at? Like
I-
over here somewhere?
Diversity. No, a little bit further. For instance,
Oh, here we go.
this is going back. For instance, it is already the case that in institutional contexts, terms like justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion are routinely underdefined or conflated, robbed of their specificities and differences. These terms and related abbreviations like DEI can thus be treated as institutionalized buzzwords
Yep.
that are more slogans than substance, signaling commitments that institutions fail to meaningfully honor.
Well, yeah, because you're just creating something that anybody can take out of the air and say, "Oh yeah, we represent the DEI and Jedi and all the rest of it." Yeah.
Yeah. Importantly, the acronym JEDI represents an extreme variant of a more general challenge associated with abbreviations. Acronyms are useful for quickly and concisely representing dense concepts, but There's a thin line between indexing ideas and rendering them invisible. We must be careful not to lose sight of what our abbreviations stand for. Put simply, the baggage of Jedi and Star Wars is too heavy to burden our justice-oriented initiatives with and may actually undermine those efforts. If we feel that we need to have an abbreviation for labeling our commitments to diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice, several alternatives are already available to us, including the abbreviations DEIJ or DIGE.
DIJE.
The additional dangers and distractions imposed by the label Jedi are an unnecessary encumbrance that can strain and stain even our most well-intentioned initiatives.
So did some really exceptionally bored doctorate level English student decide they would write a 17,000 page paper on why Jedi was not a good acronym for their woke group?
Yeah, they
Yes, actually,
they're
it's,
poli-sci majors.
actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. 5 of them.
Yeah.
Postdoctoral researcher,
They were all
researcher and professor.
they were all kicked out of a LARPing group.
Yeah, I think so.
There was somebody who was playing D&D on campus and they wouldn't let him in.
Well, I mean, it's D&D. Anyway,
I don't always talk to those kind of people, but when I do, I usually order supersized fries.
At
right.
least.
Yeah,
Because it's fun.
it's better that
So
way.
yeah, so the Jedi, and there was something I'd read originally that I knew was going to make everybody's head pop, and I swear I didn't find it yet. But it was basically him talking about how the Jedi are not inclusive, and they're all white people. There was a little bit cleaner.
yeah.
I feel it was more to it than that. Maybe we
I
skipped.
think you
we jumped it.
You
That's-
you read it. You read it all. It's just you read it,
That might be it.
and so you didn't realize that you read it.
That might be it. Yeah, I was trying to make sure I got it because they use a lot of
And Jar
$5.
Jar Binks was
Not in there. Yeah, thankfully.
He was a,
symbol for the black man.
and that's a whole
that
nother
we
story.
keep down and the stupid.
That was a whole.
That's a whole
nother
nother
story.
thing. Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, they drove bongos.
yeah, but remember, Jar Jar Binks is a Sith Lord.
Right.
Just so we're clear.
He's incredibly intelligent and a Sith Lord. He just wanted to make everybody think he was a
Yeah.
moron.
Yeah.
It was easy.
You notice every time he's around them,
Chaos happens.
Chaos happens. Every single time something
time.
messes up,
Every time. He destroys
and he always
something.
comes out alive in it.
And somehow, he's also the reason why things get saved.
Banish.
Yeah. Look. No, seriously. You want to go down a really weird rabbit hole? Google that and go to YouTube. Look that junk up.
Darth Jar Jar
Darth Jar Jar.
theory.
Yes. It will. It's a long one, and it makes.
It's good.
I actually believe like that's the truth.
It's
Even
good.
though Lucas has not backed it up, I believe firmly that that's the case
It had to be. Undercover.
Okay.
because it fits everything.
Yep.
Because think
He was
about
just waiting for somebody to find him.
because you had Palpatine in pop around, but especially in the first episode,
How
it was
quickly did-
there's supposed to be 2 Sith.
Yeah.
There was
Only
only
2.
one. Because you never got introduced to Palpatine, it was just Darth Maul. So who was the other one?
Right.
Dun dun dun.
And who says there only can be 2? I mean, they say that
See,
the rule
this
is there's
kind of
only
messing
2
with Star
two
Wars
Sith.
is fun. I like this.
Yeah, yeah. So the rule of
This is
Star
what
Wars,
Friday's for.
Yeah, the rule of Star Wars is that there's only ever 2 Sith, and the reason why is historically in canon was the fact that they would kill each other. Like everybody, all the Sith would kill each other
Right.
to try and be the best Sith. Instead of joining together and fighting the Jedi, they'd just kill each other off because they're all bastards. And so a rule was made. You can have a master and an apprentice, and that's it.
Yeah. So because of that,
And you can't have more than one apprentice, except for Dooku had like 7.
which that didn't make sense, but
Weren't his robots?
No.
no.
He had 7. One was an assassin that he technically didn't call. His own. I forget her name.
Oh,
But
dear
she was pretty
God.
good.
The Sinead O'Connor bald-headed one.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Anyway,
The dual wheels. It's like a saber
dual
wielder.
wielding.
Yeah.
She was a dual wielder. She used smaller ones that looked sort of like knives, more
But
like
they also had
daggers.
the curved handle like Dooku.
like Dooku. Yeah.
I can't think of her name.
Anyway, so he had that one. He had 2 or 3 others that were randomly out and about. He had one that he was training that really wasn't very force sensitive, so he was just using him as a pawn. And like Dooku was he wanted to broaden the horizon
Yeah, he did.
of the
Hey,
Sith.
he was incredibly inclusive.
Yeah, he was very inclusive. Very inclusive. He'd take anybody.
He was evil, but
Inclusive. Yeah,
those things seem to go together.
I know.
Don't
I know
they,
it does.
though?
It does. It does.
I was trying to find it, but I can't remember it. Anyway,
Yeah.
so still, I just everything. Nothing can be fun anymore. Nothing can be fun anymore. And I agree with the Slug over there. I wish they'd remove justice from the sciences because justice is not a science.
You're right.
There's no
science.
There's
of
no
justice.
science to justice at all. If it is wrong, then it is wrong. It doesn't take science to prove it.
Right, but you get a bad. What sort of bachelor's do you get for law?
I don't know.
It's Bachelor of Science.
Is it? I didn't know that. I don't know.
Well, there are a bunch of different bachelors you can get for pre-law. I looked into it. I was going to do law school after I did an associate's degree as a paralegal and then a bachelor's degree in business.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to do law school too.
You wasted your money and time on a business? On an
I know,
MBA?
right?
Wow, what the hell were you thinking?
Now I've got also an MBA with a concentration in finance.
Nice.
None of it's been useful.
I was going to say,
You should use it.
should and do are two very different things.
Yeah.
They can span a very huge chasm there. Adam W. Johnson over on Twitter. Next week, let's do the stereotypes and lack of inclusion in Conan the Barbarian. No, actually, next week we're doing Harry Potter.
That's right. Yeah. Sweatimus Prime at DOA show. The rule of 2 came from Darth Bane.
That's right.
Yeah, the master has a master to have the power and an apprentice to crave it. Palpatine, also known as Sidious, violated that because, well, Sidious. I mean, he was a coward who plied Plagueis with drinks before murdering him. Not taking power in the Sith way.
Oh,
That's right.
whatever.
Have you ever heard
That's right.
stories of Darth Plagueis?
I think it was Plagius, actually, but whatever. Tomato. Slug over
It's
there also
plague.
on Twitter. I recall there was actually a plot line to make Jar Jar Binks a Sith in the 3rd prequel.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been fantastic.
So good. He followed Amy.
Oblivion flickering. I thought Jar Jar was Q's Kato. That's messed up.
That's awesome, buddy. That's so good.
I love it.
Oh, it is so good. Oh man, I'm gonna have to store this because
I just thought it would be fun to just kind of make everybody's
Thank
heads
you.
swirl a little bit.
That
You're
was- That
welcome.
was really nice of you, and I
no
know it was
problem.
he's very happy about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome. It's called a give and take.
that I did all of those hashtag trigger Dylans over the years.
You're welcome.
That's how it works.
And now for something completely different.
President Joe O. Biden may owe up to $500,000 in back taxes, according to an analysis of a new nonpartisan government report.
Well, I'm sorry, what? So after he had the balls to go and stand in front of the entire nation of America and say how they're going to use the IRS to dip into everybody's bank accounts to make sure they're giving every single last penny to pay what is going to end up being for his next stimulus bill of
Yeah,
$5 trillion or whatever.
Currently 3.5.
Is it 3.5? Okay.
Yeah.
That's how he's going to pay for it. But the son of a bitch owes $500,000 in back taxes?
Possibly.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Yeah, at the
Let's see your
request.
tax return there, Chief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Trump. At the request, I told you, everything that they accuse Trump of,
They're doing
Joe Biden actually has.
everything.
Actually has.
That's usually how that works, though. It's called projection.
no.
You
That's
learn that's
Joe
Psych 101.
Biden.
Yeah, but it's Psych 101. That's projection.
I know.
You turn around and you argue and complain and accuse somebody of something. 9 times out of 10,
You're the one
you
that's doing
suffer
it.
from it too.
Yeah.
Not to say that they may not be doing it as well, but you can damn sure know that you see it in
definitely do
them
because you're doing it.
because you're doing it.
Yeah, you usually don't see those problems unless you're doing those things.
Right.
Right. At the request of Representative Jim Banks, a Republican of Indiana, the Congressional Research Service furnished a report analyzing cases in which the IRS won a judgment against taxpayers who paid themselves suspiciously low salaries from their S-corps and counted most of the revenues as, quote, distributions. For example, that are exempt from Medicare taxes. So he may have shorted Medicare $500,000.
So that's what, 1-2 people?
Yeah, right. Banks said that the report shows Biden improperly used the S corporation to avoid paying Medicare tax and on speaking fees and book sales from 2017 and 2018.
Huh.
The tax loophole allows self-employed people to set up an S corp in order to avoid payroll tax, including Social Security and Medicare. President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden reportedly raked in about $13 million through book sales and speaking fees from 2017 and 2018, but counted less than $800,000 in it of income as salary eligible for the Medicare tax, exempting the rest from being taxed, the 3.8 Medicare. Wall Street Journal report from 2019 titled, Joe Biden Used Tax Code Loopholes Obama Tried to Plug, stated Mr. O'Biden and his wife, Dr. O'Biden, routed their book and speech income through S-Corp. So this is something that was already reported on 2 years ago. According to the tax returns the couple released this week, they paid income taxes on those profits, but the strategy let the couple avoid 3.8% self-employment tax that would have been paid out for compensation directly instead of through the S-Corps. Representative Banks, who was a chairman of the Conservative Republican Study Committee, said that Joe Biden wants to raise taxes by $2.1 trillion while claiming the rich need to pay their fair share. Mm-hmm. But in 2017, the multimillionaire Joe O'Biden skirted his payroll tax, the very tax that fund Medicare and Obamacare.
Weird. B from the SAV. I like that most of what Biden's owes the government, Trump was willing to give up in a year's salary as president.
Yeah.
Hashtag facts.
Yeah.
Hashtag facts. Gave up. Gave away. Turned around. Nope, I don't even want it. To go write the check to someone else.
Oblivion Flickering also on Twitter. Stephen claims not to be a fan, but he sounds like he has a doctorate degree in stellar conflict.
I'm not saying that I haven't looked it up. I'm just not. When I say, okay,
I'm a big Star Wars fan, but Steven easily knows more than me.
hold on. 1 sec. I am a nerd, and I know I am. All right? I'm a nerd in a lot of things. And when I like something, when I'm a fan of something, I look it up.
He nerds it out.
I nerds it out. That being said, there's a person that shares my name that I'm trying to get a hold of who blows me out of the water as far as knowledge in these things go, as well
This
as
is gonna be a
political
good show.
knowledge, which is the funny thing. Like he's not only a political junkie, he's a political junkie and a Star Wars junkie.
He's the Homer of the Star Wars fandom.
If you want somebody that knows how to connect real life politics to Star Wars, he's that guy. And he will be right.
Isn't it weird?
Nice.
Isn't that weird?
That's the thing. Like when I say like I'm a fan and I'm not a biggest fan as some of the people that I know, that's why.
Because you have a very big, it's a big
There's
leap.
a bike. All right,
Giant
it's
leap.
it's a huge leap. All right, I'm not there.
Steve is still considered an amateur. This
I
guy's
can
got,
barely remember the names of the characters. He's just all about.
He knows their grandparents. They're second cousins twice removed.
He
that
knows
sort of thing.
he knows the lineage back to like ancient times. You know,
And it was already in a galaxy far, far away a long,
Right.
long time ago.
exactly.
A former
And Mace Windu.
Yeah,
will be
right.
at-
That's a good, yeah. A former boss of Chris Cuomo has accused him of sexually harassing her.
Harassing?
Harassing.
What?
I know.
No.
Apparently, allegedly,
Allegedly.
he did it at a 2005 work party in front of her husband and friends.
I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb. I'm smart and I want respect.
Yeah,
Yeah, he wanted her respect.
he did. The on-air personality later characterized his actions as, quote, a hearty greeting, end quote.
What? Huh?
The anchor was recently caught up in controversy with his alleged involvement in the sexual assault scandal that took down his brother, former Democratic New York Governor, Lord His Majesty Andrew Cuomo.
Allegedly.
Now it appears Cuomo has his very own scandal to account for.
Yeah. So, like Cuomo.
Exactly. Dummy see, dummy do, apparently.
Once a Cuomo, always a Cuomo.
Yeah, one says it runs in the family. Shelley Ross,
Ew.
I know, who was Cuomo's executive producer at ABC News, detailed the anchor's inappropriate actions in a guest column for the New York Times. That published Friday morning. Here's how she recalled the goings down. Quote, I was at a party with my husband, who sat behind me on an ottoman sipping his Diet Coke as I spoke with work friends.
Nice.
When Mr. Cuomo entered the Upper West Side bar, he walked toward me and greeted me with a strong bear hug while lowering one hand to firmly grab and squeeze the cheek of my buttock. I can do this now that you're no longer my boss, he said to me with a kind of cocky arrogance. No, you can't, I said, pushing him off me at the chest while stepping back and revealing my husband, who had seen the entire episode at close range.
He was right behind her.
We quickly left.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't have quickly left.
I would have beat his ass.
I'd have knocked him out.
Yeah. The fact that your husband sat there and did nothing.
Tells me more about your husband than it does about Cuomo.
Yes, it does. Cuomo later sent an email apologizing, according to Ross.
How does that matter?
But she said that the email left her wondering, quote, was he ashamed of what he did or was he embarrassed because my husband saw it?
That doesn't matter. No, so that question should never have crossed your mind because one, your husband should have stood up and slugged him in the fucking face.
Yeah, they should have knocked a tooth out of his head.
As quickly as he grabbed you and put you in a bear hug, the moment that you pushed him away, he should have been right there, his arm right past your face into him.
Yeah, the moment you dropped down, it should have been coming at him. The subject line for the reported email said, quote, now that I think of it, I'm ashamed.
Why?
Though my hearty greeting was a function of being glad to see you, Christian Slater got arrested for kind of a similar act, though born of an alleged neglect of intent, unlike my own. And as a husband, I can empathize with not liking to see my wife patted as such.
I think I
Cuomo
might steal
went on
that
to say.
with you. Slug over there. Literally.
Cuomo?
Slug over there. On the Twitters.
Oh, I like that.
That's good. I like it.
yeah.
New shirt idea. Don't Cuomo me, bro.
Referring to Christian Slater, around the same time in 2005, Slater, was a well-known actor, was arrested in New York City for harassing a woman on the street by grabbing her buttocks.
Yup.
Charges were eventually dropped. Quote, so pass along my apology to your very good, noble husband. And I apologize to you as well for even putting you in that situation. Next time, I will remember my lesson, no matter how happy I am to see you, he added. Screenshot of the email is included in the Times article and can be seen in this article that I'm reading now, but this is a radio, so you can't see it. Ross acknowledged, quote, she never thought that Cuomo's behavior was sexual in nature. but said that his form of sexual harassment was a hostile attack or a hostile act meant to diminish and belittle his female former boss in front of the staff, end quote.
Duh.
Now,
So it's also sexual in nature.
see, here's the thing, and this is where I hate this stuff because sexual harassment is you are trying to
Get in the pants.
Yes. It is. You can't say his behavior was not.
hold on.
Don't believe it was
Before you
sexual
go
in
there,
nature,
well, yeah.
but it's still a form of sexual harassment.
We don't assume. We don't assume.
No,
But
but we're about to assume.
yeah, I'm about to assume. Actually, I'm not about to assume. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do what.
Walk out a hypothetical.
Yes, a hypothetical. Okay.
You're welcome.
This hypothetical is going to be something that most people would say, "Oh, you're reading too much into it."
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Andrew Cuomo.
Okay.
Not a very dominant personality most of the time, right? He seems pretty
Docile.
flaccid,
Yeah. Timid.
Yeah.
shy guy.
Like he definitely was one of the last to get picked at T-ball.
Yeah. Yeah. What if one of his sexual desires is dominance? Not him being dominant.
But the other way around.
No. Him
Oh,
being
him
dominant.
being the dominant?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Him being dominant.
It's possible.
Like he wants to be dominant.
Because it's the only time he can be.
And the only time he could be is with somebody's consent.
That makes sense. It's possible. It is possible.
I mean, think about it.
My problem with this, though, again, comes back to the fact that you're claiming it is sexual harassment. Sexual harassment, by all definitions, at least by everyone else's understanding when they read it, is saying that the guy has been trying to get into your pants, one level or another.
Well, the fact that
Okay.
he said, "I can do this now that you're no longer my boss," that phrase by itself,
it's a little weird.
it kind of leans toward the idea that he did want to get into your pants.
Yeah, well, yeah, but what I'm saying is
But that's intent, and we don't like.
She says again. She acknowledged, quote, she never thought that Cuomo's behavior was sexual in nature.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on there.
So if it's not sexual in nature, then
That's
saying
to
is,
her understanding.
But what I'm saying is then we need to come up with something else. Because to sit here and say it was sexual harassment, again, we're all saying, hey, she's constantly grabbing her butt. He's trying to make moves on her. She
Right.
doesn't want it, that kind of thing.
That's sexual harassment.
That is very clearly, we can all say sexual harassment. What she is talking about, though, if you take a moment and slowly do the gymnastics, it could still be understood as sexual harassment, but not in sexual as we think of the act of sex, but more along that it's gender.
Right.
He's doing it because, as she puts it's a hostile act meant to diminish and belittle his female former boss.
Yeah, it's female degradation.
Thank you. That's what it is. And you can't sit here and call it sexual harassment.
Yeah. It's not, it is harassment.
But it's not
Sexual in nature.
Not sexual in nature.
But it is degrading.
Yes. Which, again, as you alluded to, might be a thing of his. But
It might be a sexual thing for him.
But still.
Unwelcome or unwanted advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Doesn't
she
have to
said
be
she didn't think it was an advance. But then again, there are a lot of
That's what
times where a guy does something and the woman doesn't think of it as an advance. She's just like, oh, he's weird. And he was like, oh, just see what I did to her, man. She's so into it.
I don't know. And then there's also the fact it happened in 2005. Why are you waiting until now?
It must have bothered her a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like that kind of stuff just irritates me. If it's really that big of an issue, you should have said something right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The veteran journalist added that her goal in raising the allegation now is not so that Cuomo would lose his job. Rather, she hopes it will serve as, quote, an opportunity for him and his employer to show what accountability can look like in the Pound Me Too era, end quote.
This is an era?
I don't think so, because I think it died a long time ago.
Yeah, I thought it did. Like, I thought it petered out.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. But that, I mean, I guess. But you still kept the email.
Yeah,
back then. Like
I
you kept
feel-
the email as proof, so that you could throw it in his face one day.
Yeah, but you waited
Till now,
till now.
16
Almost
years.
16 years, yeah. Sounds like an opportunist to me. Somebody's running
Oh
low
no,
on
no, no,
cash.
no, yeah. They were talking about the 2005 Slater thing. So,
No. It happened at the same time in 2005.
Oh, so that was around the same time. Okay, got
see,
it.
2005 work party.
yeah.
Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That is AmericanPrideRoasters.com for historically great coffee. Guaranteed to make you swallow every single time you put it in your mouth. The world is going to hell, and it's a crappy place to be, but at least you can count on a great cup of joe. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com for tea, chocolate, coffee drops, and so much more. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Go to Mojo50.com. That's where you can find all of the hosts of the radio Mojo 50 Radio Network, as well as their schedules, shirts, hats, etc., etc., etc. You can find them on iHeartRadio. Hit the Mojo 50 Radio button for 24/7 free speech talk.
Go to our website, doaeshow.com. Check out the archives and the shop and all that other cool stuff, all that great stuff. Go to also all of our socials at DOAE Show. We'll see y'all Monday. Have a great weekend, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Bye.
Good night.